minds. I love it. So you guys, the two of you, Magnus and Ariat, you guys have been traveling together for a few days. I don't know, what your relationship is exactly, but I can say that you have been heading towards the Mines of Madness. And you are a little worried, Levius, because you left your other companions behind, not really sure what they might be facing without you. As you arrive back at the mines, you two basically see um just sort of as you left it. It looks to you, Levius, as if ahead of you is sort of a rubble and sort of flinders that are piled around the mouth of this 10-foot wide, 10-foot high tunnel that's carved into the rocky hillside. The floor of the tunnel is covered in loose dust, and you can definitely see the wooden buttresses and crossbeams that support the tunnel have seen better days. You're definitely aware that they're pretty weak. And the last time you were here, you definitely remember there being a magical trap that caused the stone buttresses to fall on you while you were here. Yeah, yeah, pretty brutal. Very
Goodness.
brutal.
Like I said, I didn't have a lot of luck last time I was here.
You don't say.
I know the traps here very familiarly.
Yes. As you guys are looking around, it's sort of turning into dusk. It is windy here, but you don't see or hear anything otherwise. It's almost the middle of nowhere. I mean, Levius was able to guide you here, Magnus, because he and his crew apparently know the secret location. Um, uh, but as to the veracity, the truth of his claims that he has found the mines of madness, who knows?
Well, it'll make an exciting story either way.
Yeah, this town that the elf brought me to the middle of nowhere.
Levius, Magnus, could you please make perception checks for me?
I rolled a 4.
Ariat, could you please make a stealth check for me?
I rolled
Okay.
a 9.
I rolled a 21.
Awesome. Ariat, you have dark vision,
Mhm.
and you basically crept away from where you
Mhm.
were recently,
Mhm.
and you basically you followed one single tunnel. You turned to the right, and the tunnel
Mhm.
corkscrewed up, and then you found yourself at a very familiar four-way intersection where
Okay.
you've been this way many times, or at least twice, and you
Mhm.
know that this is the intersection that leads to the entryway. So you turned
Okay.
left because that was your goal. Was your group got lost in the mines of madness, so you're trying to find the way back out, and so you
Mhm.
think you have found the way out. So you're sneaking
Sweet.
along that tunnel, and you see the
Mhm.
entryway, and you see outside, and you definitely see two figures outside. One of whom you recognize, the other you do not. They don't seem to have seen you, and they are gawking at the front of the mines. And I'd just like to take this moment to welcome anybody who's watching us on Twitch or on YouTube. Thanks so much for joining us here in the Beard Mines. We're playing Mines of Madness with some amazing, amazing role players. We love D&D, and we're going to get right into it. So, Ariat, what would you like to do?
I will continue sneaking up to the entranceway just to check and make sure that Levius looks like he's he on his own accord and not under duress. And then, if that looks to be the case, I'll straighten up and I kind of shake off the dust and debris that I've accumulated from running from all the stuff in the Mines of Madness and step out. Hey,
Yeah,
Levius, good to see you. And I see you have some friend with you. I could use two more people. I don't know where. Yeah, the other two. Never mind them. So you ready to go?
Yeah, wait, are you okay? I mean, you just out of the mines, and I
Oh
said
yeah,
check.
it's nothing.
Those
Shaking
are-
some breast off the
You
A
look
little
like
bit of
you've been
blood from the
busy.
shoulder.
Well, Ariat, this is Magnus. I'd like to introduce you.
Magnus
Oh,
goes into
pleasure
like
to
a
meet
deep bow.
Ariat returns it with a flourish. And
Well,
Magnus, where are you from?
Here, there, everywhere. I go where the winds blow.
One of the names of his most famous songs.
Uh, the biggest one is "Don't Rock That Chariot." And the second one is "Batten Down the Hatches."
That's a good one. That one always gets the bar growing.
Oh yeah, it does. It
Gets the bar
absolutely.
rocking.
It's definitely a bar song.
Yeah. for sure.
I must tell you that the bar after we get rich and famous here in this mine.
I mean, how
Levis,
she
how
pulls
you
off
been?
that solo. Amazing.
Indeed. Speaking of rich and famous, you both can see that it looks as if Ariat has two items of note stuffed into his belt. One of which looks to be like a hammer that it looks like Super Mario used in the Donkey Kong games. It's just really long and then has like a red cinder block at the top, basically. And then the other item looks to be a pick that has sort of a black iron handle, but the pick itself is made out of mithril.
I'm familiar with that
Those
pick as
are-
well.
Quite fine weapons you got there.
Oh yes, they make quite the adornments. And I believe Levis, this was yours from. You were the carrier of this last time. I hands over the hammer.
Indeed, it is a magical hammer, Levius. You have attuned yourself to it in the past. And at this point, you are definitely able to take it back in your possession and feel that connection once again. You also definitely remember that this weapon allows you to hit golems and knock them into a stunned state. That is its special purpose. Is it's able to stun golems.
I do remember.
Yes, good. Otherwise, the mithril pick can act as a war pick if needs be. It is not enchanted though. It is just worth a lot of money.
This is just a sample of the fortune that you can find in the mines if you stick with us.
I just might.
Well then, what have you learned since I've left Ariat?
A lot actually. Apparently, directions and doors change as you enter. So when we go back in, it may not be quite how we remember it.
See.
Last time we went in, we went into a room that had, I think, some basilisk eggs in it before we were able to make it back to the room where we fought the, the shield dwarf, undead dwarves,
I remember
and
that.
mining.
Yes.
Yeah. So we made it back to there, and then one of our compatriots, also of the wildland sort, opened the door and rushed in to be teleported off to another part of the mine. Lucius and I followed after him and fought some monsters that eat metal, tails and antenna, and yeah, that was interesting.
Monsters that eat metal.
Yeah.
It's not that crazy. I've heard of such things.
Oh. We don't get them in Orphanville, so haven't seen them much.
Orphanville is definitely metal eating monster free. So
I like to
far.
consider
Okay.
myself a monster hunter,
that's
so
good.
I know a couple things about them. Maybe it's not normal for most people.
Oh, good. Then we traveled further in, and there was a mosaic with a bunch of dwarves going down to meet another dwarf with his hand, a statue of a dwarf that with his hand out. That when we shook it, it gave us 3 hints. Beware of the green dragon. Do not face the golem without the pick. And the gargoyle knows the command word. We went down the passage there, down a incline, and there was a door there that was locked and we couldn't get open. So we went back another way and that's where you could say I happened into a mimic. Yeah, I tried to pick a door and listen to a door that was kind of alive and try to eat me and my
Oh.
friends.
This place is
Yep.
truly mad.
Yeah,
Moving doors, iron
yeah.
monsters, undead dwarves, and basilisks.
I have to say the
Yeah.
dwarves are probably the most normal part of the whole thing.
Mm,
Except for
Oh,
the
and
fact
don't-
that they're already dead. But yes, I see your point.
I mean,
but they did confirm that they have beards, even in death.
sure.
Indeed, he is able to confirm for you that the skeletal dwarves did keep their beards after death.
Birding would be proud.
Considering that this place is constantly shifting, then how do we find our way deeper?
Good
Well,
question. I started leaving
way-
marks on the wall. But...
I imagine it like a puzzle box. Doesn't matter how much you shift it, the center is always going to be the center. So as long as we keep going in that center direction, we should get to it.
Provided that when we get caught in the maze and we double back, we don't end up in a different place completely.
Yes, assuming we don't die in the process.
That too. All right. Well, in that case, then let's be brave and boldly stride forward.
Indeed, the corridor ahead is 10 feet wide and 10 feet tall. Ariat has sort of come out from the inside, so you know the magical rune is no longer active, the one that was a trap before, but the rune is still carved into the ground. And for anyone who speaks or reads Dwarven, you can definitely see that the rune is a personal rune. It seems to mark a name, the name Max Jaegershield.
Max Jaegershield.
Yes. You may make a history check, Magnus, if you wish.
I would indeed like to attempt that. That is another 9.
Of a mighty 9.
Nine
It sounds dwarven. It sounds like a dwarven name to you, but no special significance that you can think of.
Oh,
Gotta say,
Magnus,
that's
if
an
you read
impressive
about-
name. I might have to steal that for a poem. Scribble, scribble, scribble.
Scroll.
And don't worry, Magnus, we actually own the rights to these mines, so we're not trespassing at all. This is perfectly legit looting.
Yeah, Ariat
Yeah.
busts out a legit deed that is written in Dwarven. It looks very much like the real article of some sort of, of ownership. It definitely looks like that they apparently own this mine, or at least have the deed to it.
Well, this is the first time I've seen a deed of anything. Looks fine. Looks fine to me. It's good.
I'll allow it.
Great. So I just came down this passageway here, and Ariat points towards it. It maybe that's where I left off, but there's also these 2 other passages if you want to check them out.
I mean, if the passages are constantly moving, then how do we know that the way you went last time will be the
It's
same?
still the same.
way in?
Exactly.
That's where the fun is.
Yes.
Let's just open the nearest door and see if anything's changed.
Does it
Cool.
still look like what you...
So who's taking the front, the middle, or the back? It's a 10-foot wide corridor. You could march 2 abreast if you wanted to, or you can watch single file, or however you want to. What is your party marching order? Is basically Gesundheit.
I guess
Thank you. Magnus is not afraid to go, to take point. Or stay in the middle. Either way, works.
Levius is going to watch our back.
Ariat will be up front looking for secret doors and traps as he goes, as the dungeon delver.
That's right. He's the dungeon delver. So it sounds like Ariat is in the front, Magnus is in the middle, and Levius is in the back. Is that correct?
Sounds good. Sounds about right to me.
Magnus, do you want to be in the front with Ariat, or do you prefer to stay in the middle?
He knows how this works. He's gonna stay a step back
Okay.
to give area
Totally.
room to work.
Totally. Yeah, good call.
At this
room
point,
with
he
the-
pulled out a battle axe and a shield on his other arm.
Nice. Rusted battle axe comes out. He's got his shield. Also, all three of you, since I believe your Levius is an elf and Ariat is an elf, isn't that correct?
Era is a half elf.
That's right. Magnus is a half orc. So you all have dark vision already. So you can see clearly, pardon me, you can see clearly down this hall. It's not even a hallway, it's a tunnel, really. It looks like a rough worked tunnel. It doesn't look like it's very well worked. It definitely looks like it's rough hewn and that the wooden sort of you know what I'm talking about. Supports are looking very old and rickety, though they haven't collapsed yet. You might think you could collapse them, though, if you really tried to. But effectively, you can all see 60 feet ahead using your dark vision. And your dark vision shows you that 60 feet ahead, it looks like there is a four-way intersection, basically a right or left-hand turn, or you could go straight ahead. And that's about all you see. You're continuing to move up. Levius, you're moving forward. The three of you reach the four-way intersection. You can see off to your right. It looks like the intersection the tunnel looks like it goes past your dark vision. And to the left, it looks like it goes about maybe 50 feet and then curves to the left. It looks like it's curving downward. And then ahead of you, it looks like it goes about 50 feet forward and then curves to the right. It looks like it's going downward. And at this point, could I please have your passive perceptions? What's your passive perception, Levius?
15.
And for you, Aria?
13.
13. And for you, Magnus?
10.
Mighty 10. Very good.
Mighty 10.
Ariat, you are in the front. And even in the back, Levius, you hear this. Your elven ears are keen. As you hear off to the right, and this is new, you haven't maybe heard this before, you hear what sounds very faintly, almost like echoing, the sounds of clucking chickens.
Can I wager the size by the sound they're making?
The echo, it's really tough.
Yeah.
It's very faint. Only because your passive perception is so good are you even able to catch a whiff of this, as it were, or even a echo, I guess, as it were. But yeah, Magnus, you don't hear this, but the other two you do. It's coming off from your right. Like I said, off to the right is a tunnel that goes past your dark vision and goes straight. To your left, goes about 50 feet and then curves to the left going down. Ahead, curve 50 feet and then curves to the right going down. Which way would you like to go, Ariat?
He whispered, did you guys hear that?
I heard a chicken.
You
Okay,
heard a
so
what?
I wasn't imagining that. Okay.
I heard a chicken.
Like, cluck, 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 cluck.
Yeah, that sounds exactly like a chicken.
Yeah, Jaeger Shield was saying no eggs for you, so maybe there's like a chicken farm in the mine. That's kind of mad, but
That is kind of crazy, but at the same time, he did mention eggs a lot, yeah.
are there other beasts that make the sound of a chicken?
Make a nature check if you want to, Ariat.
Okay. The city boy makes a nature
Yes,
check.
he does.
Yay.
Nature. Chicken.
What was it? 2.
Yeah,
Chickens make chicken sounds.
owl bears?
They kind of dragged out space like owl bears. Maybe owl bears make chicken sounds.
No, it's not an owl bear.
Oh, no?
No.
It's kind of disappointed. I've never seen an owl bear.
Well, I don't think many have.
I don't think you want to see an owl bear.
And, live to tell the tale.
They're very dangerous.
Oh yeah, you're right. Maybe it's better to stay in the city or dungeons.
So, ignoring the chickens, I guess, unless you want eggs.
We haven't heard many sounds in here. We did see goblin footprints going in, but we haven't really seen any living creatures other than those metal-eating monsters. So, should we investigate the sound?
You sound curious.
I'm very curious as to why there are chickens in this place.
Yeah,
Fine.
and best case, eggs. Worst case, they kill us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Worst case, we run away.
We're here for glory, are we not?
We are.
Let's get some chickens.
Indeed, Eric puts his hand on the pick he's holding. Glory and money. So,
I notch an arrow because it's a chicken. Gotta be careful.
Yes.
yeah. Ariat unsheaves one short sword and then stealthily proceeds towards the chicken sounds.
Indeed. Anyone who's trying to move quietly can make a stealth check. Go ahead if you're trying to do that.
Yes.
Awesome.
25?
25.
I also got a 25.
Whoa.
Stealth Brothers.
Wait,
All
no. One of those is mine. One of those is yours.
I'm sorry, Ken. You said the chicken sounds are coming from the right hand side, or
The right hand side. That's correct.
Okay.
So yeah.
Magnus got an 18 despite the clanking and shimmering sounds of his armor.
Nice.
nice.
Well done. Awesome. That's good to know. So 18 is our lowest. And so you guys are quietly, stealthily as you can, making your way down this rough-hewn mine tunnel. You're definitely avoiding some of the rocks that you might kick or step on that might make a sound. It is gritty on the ground, like it's dusty, but you're not making a lot of sound. Levius, what's your favorite enemy?
Goblinoids.
Yeah, you're very sure that you're following the tracks of goblins right now. Goblins went down this way. You think that they were probably about a half dozen, maybe less. You're not exactly sure. You think they came this way probably about a week ago.
I look at the other two and I pantomime.
I have no idea what that means.
I whisper back. There are goblins not too far from here.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Do goblins cluck?
No.
I don't think they do.
Indeed,
Okay.
the clucking has gotten louder as you've moved down this tunnel. It's gotten much more distinct, much more clear, whereas before it may have been an echo that you could barely hear a whisper of. Now you're definitely hearing it much more loudly. And not only are you hearing clucking, you're actually hearing banging sounds. It almost sounds almost as if, I don't know. Yeah, that something is hitting against something else. It's tough to tell. It doesn't sound like metal on metal. To you, it sounds like dull thumps. It sounds like wood is being hit, if anything else. Ariat, you're in front. You basically, as you've been moving forward, you have been able to determine what's going on in terms of the map. And you've been able to see that the corridor in front of you continues on ahead and then turns to the right. But it also is sort of like a T intersection, so it turns to the left as well. And that is where the clucking is coming from. And as you sort of poke your head around that corner and look down that way where the clucking is coming from, you can see that there is a 10-foot high rough-hewn chamber that contains shovels, picks, stacks of wooden planks, buckets of nails, and piles of wooden beams, amid 3 half-built wooden mining carts and 3 eerily lifelike statues of goblins brandishing spears. There's also an intact cart that rests upside down in the middle of the cave. Its wooden wheels are sticking up in the air, and 4 oversized chickens, they look almost like roosters as a matter of fact, are pecking at the sides of this overturned cart. They seem very determined to get at whatever is underneath it. What would you like to do, Ariat? They obviously have not noticed you.
I'll hold up and go back down the tunnel a little bit so we can whisper to each other without hopefully getting overheard.
Totally, yeah. You move a few of 10 feet or so, dozen feet down the tunnel. You guys are scoped and you're together.
There's 3 statues down there that were of goblins, and there's 3 chickens pecking at a minecart trying to get into it. I think when we came here last time, the other woodland type mentioned the eggs we were looking at were basilisk eggs. or some type of creature that could turn others to stone. So,
Wait, you said chickens. How big were they?
You know,
um,
ankle height.
They are,
I'm not sure.
they are small beasts. You get the sense that they are the size of dogs, like a canine, like a German
That's
Shepherd.
that's some big eatons right there.
That's a really big bird.
That's a big eatons.
Yep.
I might be wrong about this, but I think those might be cockatrice.
Ah, that's right. I just get my cockatrice, basilisk. It's all non-city creatures.
I mean, there's the whole thing about cockatrice laying eggs that turn into basilisks, but that's just story, right?
We should kill them.
Well, I can certainly try. We can certainly try to lure them to a place more manageable.
Yeah, you think we could use the terrain to our advantage, get their attention, and create an ambush?
Very possibly. I'm very good at mimicking sounds. Perhaps I could mimic the sound of the chickens and lure them the cockatrice and lure them this way.
Sure. What area you think you could create some sort of trap for them?
I could possibly try. Are there any timbers around here, like support beams that could be maybe knocked down to cause a collapse on top of them?
You can see that there are support beams, probably about 20 feet down from the entryway. So yes, they're about 5 feet away from your current location, back the way you came.
Okay. We could try to collapse the tunnel on them.
Wouldn't that bar our ability to get into the room now?
Well, we could dig them out, but then that undo the.
Area, how about this? Could you use some of those pickaxes to create some sort of trap that might hit them if they came through?
A rope across that can trip them. Do we have any nets?
I kind of looks puzzled for me, looking around the surroundings. I usually undo traps. I don't actually build them very often. Let's see. I don't really have much to protect.
Well, there's always my trusted battle axe.
You guys continue to hear the clucking loudly. It sounds like they are quite cross inside. They continue to bang against the cart, and I think everyone should make a insight check at this point, please.
Okay.
We're gonna kill whatever's in there.
Insight. Ooh.
Oh, 17.
That's a 14 for Magnus.
Levius,
That's
what'd
a
you get?
12 for Levius.
Yeah, Levius, you sort of called it anyways. Everyone gets the sense that they're definitely trying to get at something that's underneath that overturned cart. Who knows what it is, but they're definitely trying to get what's ever in there. Or under there, as the case may be.
They might get what they're trying to get at if we take too long to make a trap. Let's go to ambush.
Yes, we can ambush them.
Cool. You guys have been totally stealthy up till now. What is your plan? What would you like to do?
Magnus, can you create some sort of distraction to bring them coming this way, and then we can leap at them with this and surprise them?
I can certainly try.
Awesome, Magnus. What are you doing?
Magnus sort of creeps a little closer, listens to them for about a minute.
Okay.
Gets an idea for the sounds, moves back, and then starts making the exact same sounds of the cockatrice in an attempt to kind of get their attention.
This is with your own voice. This is not magical. This is just a mimicry
this is
effect.
his own voice.
I would love for you to make an animal handling check for me, please. And you can use charisma, or rather, you can use your proficiency. It's like a performance check. Are you proficient in performance?
Yes.
Yes. So you can add your proficiency bonus to this roll if you're not already proficient in animal handling.
Where is it? All right. That is a with proficiency would be 18.
Nice. Yeah, you start
Nice.
making really amazing. And you're trying to
What's
get.
it enough to make it seem aggressive? Even just
Are you trying to? Or is it like I want to fight you? Is that what you're trying to get across, or you're like come here, or like what is the? What are you trying to get across exactly? Is it
I think
mating
Magnus,
season? I don't know. You know, you tell me.
Magnus has no idea what gender the cockatrices are,
But
and so
Magnus-
he's gonna go with something more aggressive that's kind of territorial.
Cool. So it's like a challenge. Awesome.
Yes.
Cool. I think at this point we should all roll initiative.
Yeah.
As you make that sound, and you can all definitely hear. It sounds as if they all start clucking in unison, almost really angrily, and they seem like they're coming in your direction, though you haven't seen them as of yet. What did you get on your roll, Magnus?
16.
Well done. And for you, Levius?
I got 20.
Nice. And for Ariat?
15.
Okay, very good. So, Levius, you go first. You haven't seen them. It definitely sounds like they are coming soon. What would you like to do?
I'm ready. Not Genaro. I'm
Hey.
ready in action that when I see them in shooting.
Hell yes. And Magnus, same question to you. What would you like to do? They seem to be getting very close and they'll be here very soon, but you haven't seen them yet.
Magnus kind of just stands in the middle of the hallway, crouches down behind his shield,
Yeah.
and gets ready to probably get pecked.
All right. Does he have his battle axe out? Is he readying any battle axe attacks, or is it just wait?
For now, he's holding the corridor and taking the dodge.
Dodge. Got it. Yes. So he's getting behind his shield. I love it. Yes.
Yes.
And Ariat, what are you doing?
And is holding the front.
Pulls out his second short sword and gets ready to basically do like a strike attack, basically run up and attack and then withdraw back into some like cover or away from them.
Totally.
When they
Yep,
come in.
that's great.
Mm.
The group, the pack, if you will, of cockatrices come around the corner. This is the first time many of you are seeing them. They don't look like chickens in that they don't have feathers. They do look like chickens in that they have beaks and the bodies and sort of necks and legs of chickens, but they are scaly. They have no feathers. They also have rooster combs. All of them do, and sort of turkey wattles. Oddly enough, you're not sure exactly how they turn people to stone, and maybe you don't even want to find out. You probably don't. But it's your go, Levius, as you fire with your arrow first. Go ahead and make your attack as the first one comes around the corner.
Loose! 15.
Success. How much damage do you do?
Uh, 8 damage.
Nicely done. Yeah, you strike it. It sort of slows it down as it sort of stumbles, but then regains its feet. It's at the back of the pack now as you rush forward, Ariat, and you can make your attack.
Okay. 23 AC.
Success. Their AC is 12. As
Nice.
they're sort of
Sweet.
like leaping in the air, and you're getting the sense that they actually do have feathers. Looks like they can fly somewhat as they're getting very ornery and agitated now that they're seeing all of you.
Mm-hmm. As a swashbuckler, can I get sneak attack damage on this,
Yes.
or am I? Okay. Thank you. Thank
Definitely.
you, sir.
You rush forward, throwing yourself sort of into the line of fire, as it were,
Mhm.
and you definitely can get sneak attack damage.
That would be 12 damage.
Nicely done. You bloody one of them as you slash
Nice.
basically one of its wings off, and it crashes to the ground. As you rush backwards, there are 4 of them. It looks like that's all there is as they sort of roll into you, Magnus and Ariat. Magnus, only one of them seems to be coming after you. The other 3 seem to be very focused on Ariat's retreating form. Is your armor class 8, Magnus?
It is not.
Okay, you are not hit as one of the dog-sized chicken-like creatures, cockatrices, bounces doing right off your shield. The other 3 come after you, Ariat, And one of them rolls a 19 on the die for a 24. The other two both get a 7 and a 6, respectively. So it looks like one of them is able to leap up into the air and sort of peck you on the back of your shoulder, piercing you
Okay.
for 4 damage. You
Ouch. Okay.
also need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, great. Would a 1 on the die be bad?
It would, as a matter of fact. As you fail your Constitution saving throw, and you are restrained as your body
Okay.
locks up, and you feel like you can't move. You feel like some sort of magical effect is starting to come over you, and you can take an action to make a save on your turn.
Okay.
Cool. It is your turn, Levius.
I listed another arrow.
Go ahead. Are you shooting at one in particular, or is it random?
The bloodied one.
Same one, bloodied one. Got it.
Curious. Kind of mine.
No good?
No. I was rolling. 16. So I.
Success. Yeah, their arm class is 12. How much damage do you do?
Nice. I do 11 damage.
11. Please describe for us how you defeat this creature.
I notch an arrow and I wait for the cockatrice to move exactly into the right spot where I loose my arrow and shoot it right in the eye.
It goes down. Dunk. As it is your turn, Magnus, there are 3 basically in front of you guys.
Magnus is going to slash at the one engaged with him.
Got it. Yeah, your shield has definitely been protecting you, and you're sort of throwing yourself now over the shield, bringing your axe down to try and catch the wounded cockatrice. This is actually the one that took an arrow before.
Fantastic. That is 18 AC
Success.
for 11 points of damage.
11. It is bloodied by that. As you basically hack right into it and goes, ah! And you think it's barely standing on its legs. It's almost like dazed. It's sort of like reeling. Ariat, it's your go.
Okay, I would like to try to resist being petrified or whatever.
Go
it's
ahead and
gonna
make
do to
your
me.
Constitution saving throw.
Okay. 16.
16 is a
Hopefully, isn't it?
success. You're able to shake it off. You're able to move, and your feeling comes back into your limbs as it sort of feels like pins and needles, if you will, ants, if you will. That sort of weird feeling when your limbs fall asleep and then wake back up as blood rushes to them. It is their turn. 2 of them turn themselves upon you, Magnus. One hitting an armor class of not enough. The other one comes after you, Ariat, and does peck you again. You take 4 points of piercing damage. You need to make a Constitution saving throw.
A piercing blow.
Indeed.
A pecking blow.
That's some Darkest Dungeon right there.
Would a 12 be enough to
12
resist?
is definitely enough. Yes. They are not...
Sweet.
Oh, drop my die. They are not that powerful. Yeah, you are definitely able to
Take it off.
shake it off, exactly. And it is your turn, Levius. There continue to be 3 in front of you, guys. One is quite wounded. The other 2 have not been hit at all.
All right, I'm going to continue to keep throwing arrows into them.
Die!
12.
That is a success. That is their armor class, exactly.
And that is 7 damage.
7 damage. 7 damage is good. Please describe your kill.
Ooh, nice. Another one, I'm just waiting for it to move into the right position, calculating my arrows and loosing an arrow right into its brain.
Whoosh. As it goes down. It is your turn, Magnus. Unless there's Levius, anything else you want to do, or are you good?
No, I'm good.
All right, Magnus, go ahead.
Remind me, 2 have gone down. The one I was engaged with.
Yep, the one you were engaged with went down. The other 2 are sort of around Ariat right now.
All right.
At his legs,
Magnus
basically.
is going to repeat the kind of aggressive challenge.
Oh, okay.
The pressure
I
off
think
of-
this is an intimidation check at this point, please.
Ah, fantastic.
Half orcs and intimidation.
Indeed.
That is a 12.
So you're intimidating them to fight you? You're like, fight me? Is that sort of the idea?
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, you're definitely able to draw their ire towards you. Both of them look up at you as you go, sort of like totally just going nuts on them with your barking chicken voice. Yes. So that's your action, effectively. Do you want to take a move or a bonus action of any type?
Let's give Ariat a inspiration.
Hey.
I forget
Oh.
about that.
Yes,
So
you are a bard. You can
inspired
inspire people.
by clucking and whacking.
Yes, your clucking and whacking inspires Ariat. So Ariat, you gain a D6 now on any skill or attack in the next 10
Mhm.
minutes. Additionally,
Okay.
you can use it to add to your damage or add to your AC, I believe, on attacks as well.
Yes.
If I believe that's correct. Is that right, Magnus?
That is correct.
All right, yeah, because
Oh, nice.
you're a valor bard, indeed. So, well done. That was an action, bonus action, and it is now Ariat's turn.
Area stands a little bit taller as he sees the Evercool Magnus challenge the cockatrices to a fight. Like, that is a damn cool bard. And he tries to slash one of the cockatrices from behind.
Go ahead and make your attack. You'll have sneak attack on this because you are adjacent to. It is adjacent to one of your buddies.
Okay. Unfortunately, that a 1 on the die, so that
One
is
on
a
the
negatory.
die. Yeah, that's not going to do it, unfortunately.
Use the
Nothing
bonus
gets
action to do my offhand attack.
Yeah, offhand attack. Go for it, and you'll get
Actually,
sneak.
for the
Go ahead.
oh, no, and for the other one against the other one, so then neither can get attacks of opportunity on me.
Got it.
So that would be a 15 AC, which I believe hits.
Yes, definitely. How much damage do you with your sneak attack strike?
11 points of damage.
You bloody it as you stab deep into it and goes, ah! But even so, it's
And-
already throwing itself. What would you like to do?
I am out. I am going to go try to maneuver to be behind Magnus, the
Definitely.
ever-loving shield of the party right now.
Indeed.
So.
It seems as if you are quite mobile, in fact. So dexterous as you easily evade any pecks they might throw your way as you move back and mobily to behind Magnus. They throw themselves at Magnus, trying to attack him. And one of them gets a 21 on the armor class as it strikes Magnus square in the face, doing 4 points of piercing damage right in the forehead. And you must make a Constitution saving throw. Bakak! It yells.
Okay, so
Man, what a foul
That-
situation.
that oh, that's terrible. That is a 4 on the Constitution save.
You, my friend, are feeling your body locking in place as you are obviously restrained now. Your speed is 0. You have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws, and they have advantage to hit you, and you have disadvantage to hit them because your body feels like it's locking in place. It is Ariat's turn. Or no,
Okay.
excuse me, it's Levius's turn. Excuse me.
Okay.
Levius.
All right. Are there any that have been injured?
Yes, one of them was stabbed deep in the chest. That's sort of blackish blood is oozing out of its breast where Ariat stabbed.
All right. I'm gonna aim right for that wound.
All right, cool. Make your attack with your bow.
It's a 16.
Well done. That's a success. How much damage do you do?
7 damage.
All right. It's still up, but it's definitely quite wounded. Another hit like that would take it out. It's barely standing. It's sort of wobbling. Any move or bonus actions you want to take, Levius?
How far am I from the cockatrices?
Probably about 15 feet away.
I'm comfortable 15 feet away.
Okay.
Nothing else.
Magnus, it's your go. You can make your save on your turn as your action. It's a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Do you have a second, fourth level character ready to go? Just a question.
No, I do not. This is not good because I just rolled a 1.
Purely
Oh! Magnus, your feet start to turn to stone as your body begins to magically morph. You can feel as if you are rooted in place. You are still restrained, but you're turning to stone now. You think
Okay.
you might have a little bit more time to try and save out of this magical effect, but you definitely feel like you're going to be a statue soon. As it's a very odd sensation to not have legs and to not have like an intestinal tract. It's a weird sensation as your body's turning to stone.
Oh.
It is.
Magnus,
What? Go ahead.
Magnus muses on his life.
All the songs he has yet to sing, but all the songs he has sung. And in fact, you guys will love this. One of our viewers on Twitch was loving the song names that we were quoting before. So we got to keep thinking about Magnus song names. Yeah,
If Magnus lives past this.
And Never Fade is watching us right now as well on Twitch. And yeah, Turning to Stone is not fun, Never Fade.
It is not.
Thanks for
no.
tuning in, though. You guys are watching us Beard Minds. You're with me, Burling's Beard, and the crew. We are playing some D&D, and we're going to get right back into it. Magnus, you're turning to stone. Ariat, it is your turn as these cockatrices, 2 of them, continue to sort of throw themselves against Magnus's shield and his face at this point as well.
And I can see Magnus like kind of turning to stone, or is it a
Yeah, you can
internal
see
thing?
it. No, you can see it. You can literally see the bottom half of his body is turning to stone.
Strike a heroic pose, and I go start attacking the damaged cockatrice.
All right, go ahead and make your attack.
Okay. Miss on the first, so I use my bonus action to do another strike against it.
Yep.
And that would be a hit for 18 points of damage.
Ooh, damn, son.
Nice.
Please describe how you defeat this creature for us.
Okay, I go for the same opening I had opened before and just make a hole that goes straight through the cockatrice.
Exactly.
Yep.
It says, Colonel, no. Anyways,
Chicken nuggets.
chicken nuggets.
And then
Extra crispy. Yeah, what else? Anything else you want to do?
can I withdraw back behind Madness, or is the other one gonna
No,
be?
you
getting
can.
an
The
attack
other
on
one
me?
isn't near enough to you for you to do that. But it is near
Sweet,
enough. Go ahead.
I'll use the handy statue to be for cover.
Yeah.
So.
Well, in fact, the statue to be is attacked again by the cockatrice, who has advantage, but is not able to hit you, Magnus, even though they're throwing themselves against you in a frenzy. Your shield stands strong, but you are still turning to stone as it turns to Levius. What would you like to do?
So we got one that's really injured
Yeah.
and one that's barely injured.
There are none left that are injured. 3 are dead on the ground now. 1 is left that is uninjured. That's the only one left. That's the only clucking you can hear in this section of the dungeon. Besides your.
Well, I want him. I want him dead, so I'm notching an arrow anyway.
All right.
Ooh, that is 5 plus 7 is another 12.
12
Wow, I rolled a
success.
lot of
That's
fives.
exactly their AC.
And I roll 8 damage.
Nice. Cool.
Awesome.
You sink
Shooting an arrow to the
into
side.
it. Magnus, what's good? Make your save, please.
That is a critical.
Yay!
Yay!
Well done. You bust out, and you can take an action immediately as you're like, bro!
Ah!
All the stone skin that was about to be your prison shatters off of you and hits the ground like raining down by your feet as you bust up in a surge of action. What would you like to do?
Awesome. He busts out, lifts his battle axe over his head, and slams it down on the last cockatrice.
Yeah, make your attack, please.
That's an 18
Success.
for 4 points of damage.
Nice. A mighty 4. Very good. You bloody the creature.
Mhm.
As you sort of knock it in its head, it's like, Like
And he
it's just-
shouts, "Rock on! Rock on!"
Rock on. Shouldn't it be more like rock off? Anyways.
Rock on.
He's not. He's not the smartest or wisest of people.
He
So-
isn't. This cockatrice flees at this point. You can make an attack of opportunity on it if you wish, Magnus.
I will.
Yeah,
That is a 23.
that is definitely a success. How much damage are you putting down on
10.
this cockatrice? 10 damages. Please describe your kill for us as you defeat the final cockatrice here in the Mines of Madness.
As it spins around to run,
Yeah.
he just kind of goes for an underhanded sweep, hitting it from the back and sending it tumbling to the ground.
Nice. Well done.
It's like,
And-
whoo!
Moo. And as that dead chicken body, or fowl body, as the case may be, hits the ground, the corridor goes silent except for your heavy breathing. You are definitely done fighting. It doesn't seem like there are any other cockatrice in this area. And you don't hear any other sounds except a faint scraping of wood on stone, as it sounds as if that cart in the room that you saw might be moving or shifting.
I'm curious.
Hmm.
I'll go check it out.
All right,
Mm.
Levius, you move into the room. How about you, Magnus? What would you like to do? You're sort of more in front.
Still high on the adrenaline of the fight, he also rushes into the room.
Cool. Yeah, and for you, Ariat, anything you want to do?
Yeah, Eric boldly rushes to the corner and peeks around it.
Rushes to the corner and does what?
And peeks around it into the room.
Oh, yeah.
looking into
That
the room.
seems like where everyone is going. So, Ariat, you're staying back a little bit more and hiding out, it seems a little bit more, while the other two are rushing into the room. The two who are rushing into the room, you couldn't see it as well when you first saw them.